That feels so weak. That feels so weak. It does like okay damage, but the charges are diabolically slow, and there's only 3. And when you do it AoE, it's super weak. So they pretty much did the same thing they did to Rocket. Jeff was a very unique character. I think we could all agree that even though flanking Jeff was very annoying and hard to deal with, and he just lived forever, I think we all kind of had respect for the idea that you could do that with Jeff. And they kind of just mutilated that completely with all the reworks. I mean, they really did. You cannot flanking Jeff. You can't do it. You can't go underwater, underground forever. You only have 3 charges. The primary doesn't do that much damage. And your bubbles do healing over time instead of burst healing. And you only have 3 of them too. It can still give a speed boost, but I think that I really don't know why they do this, but every healer in this game kind of gets mutilated one way or another. They first did it to, I mean, I guess Adam can't even fly, right? But not first, but one of the examples is Mantis, where they nerfed her healing from 275 to 250. She's already one of her worst healers in the game. Her healing output is so incredibly low, she can't sustain anything. She's barely viable in a 3 healer comp. Like, because you're basically solo healing. Let's say you have like Adam, Mantis, Luna. Luna is basically solo healing that game. With a few good helping from Adam. But Mantis is kind of just there, right? And then they did it to Rocket, where they changed his ultimate to heal instead of do a big damage boost. It still does a little damage boost, but it also heals and gives you overshield. That was a mistake. When that was released, I made a video about how that was a mistake, about how they shouldn't have done that. I am glad his ult is more on par with every other healer's ult now, but I'm not I'm not happy that they made it just a mindless healer ult now. Because it kind of strips the characters of their identity. And they did it now to Jeff, of stripping his identity as a flanker, as a nuisance in the backline. You couldn't really ever kill him, but you could, like, the smart thing was to shoot at him a few times, get him to think you're going after him. He'll run away, but in reality, you're still with your team and you're good. I don't know why they think this is a good idea. It's a bad idea. I'm now saying it again, that I did with Rocket and I did with Mantis. This is a terrible idea. NetEase truly, I can say confidently, has zero idea what they're doing with healers. They need to rework every single support ult. They need to change all of them. Because right now, like 2 to 1 healer ults are different. Every single other healer ult is the same. It's literally just an invincibility ult that lasts for like 12 seconds, and nobody gets to have fun or play the game for 12 seconds once they pop it. And that's terrible. That is horrible, horrible, horrible for this game's health. I don't even care about any other stat. This game's health and how fun it is. It's very, very terrible. Because you just have like 8 characters that are some of the most important people on the team, and they just do the exact same thing. No one's gonna have fun doing that. I want them to revert this change. I want them to bring Flanker Jeff back, because it gave him a very, very real identity. It gave him a very unique identity that I honestly liked a lot. I think it was awesome that you could flank as Jeff, a healer, not really die, he didn't really noob stomp. He didn't really carry games. It was just a very, very unique position you could be in the back line and the front line. I don't think it was overpowered. I think that it was just one of the most unique things in the game. And so people kind of people need to learn how to deal with a lot of things, like especially with comparing it to Spider-Man. Spider-Man is incredibly easy to deal with. Not all of Dive is easy to deal with, but Spider-Man is very easy to deal with. His damage output is very low, his combos are long, and he also gets stopped and countered by a lot of things. For example, just healing. A lot of healers need to just look at each other. For example, if we're getting attacked by Spider-Man and there's a Luna right here, if we heal each other, he will not kill us. That will not happen. We will not die to his damage output. That's how low it is. And eventually he'll use all his cooldowns. Our team will peel, or he'll get, he'll see it's useless, and then he'll leave, and we go back to healing our team. If that's just Spider-Man alone. Like, yeah, he has a lot of escapes, but there's a lot of easy things to do. Go inside the room. He's not good inside enclosed spaces. He's good in open spaces. If you go in here, he's not as fast. Same with Jeff. If you shoot him a little bit, make him go away, you have like 30 seconds, 20 seconds until he comes back from a different angle. It's not hard. I don't know why this game hates skill expression so much. I don't understand it. I know I keep saying that, but I really can't wrap my mind around it. Why would you get rid of skill expression? That does not help casuals. It does not help competitive players. You literally just mutilate the identity of characters.
We guard the galaxy, sure.
I can't fathom why that would ever be a good idea. And I do hate that they, again, made Rocket's ult heal. What they should have done, instead of making his ult heal, is they should have just reworked every other healer's ult. They should have made the other healer's ult more unique. But now Rocket's ult is just another invincibility ult. With Ultron too, I want to mention he's literally just another beam character. Can I talk about how stupid this is? He's literally just another beam character. Why do we have like 12 different beam characters in this game? I don't think that this is very, even though it's hit scan, I don't think the still expression is really there. Especially since flying characters are a lot easier than characters on the ground because they're harder to hit. They have more maneuverability. They're obviously just way more capable, but you can kind of just be anywhere. The still expression just kind of disappears when you make it so easy to do things. Do like nothing. I literally in a game. This does such a low damage that I was playing Black Panther in a game a bit ago, and I stood still for like 5 seconds while a Jeff was doing this to me. And I didn't die. I wasn't receiving any healing. And I just stood there. And then I walked away. It does very low damage. I think Jeff's ult is like the last ult that is actually somewhat creative. I think his ult is the last one. This is a healer ult, this is a healer ult, this is a healer ult, healer, oh, it's a revive, but it's not really this. It's not that unique. I feel like it kind of like you can probably choose Adam here too. Healer out, healer out, healer out, healer out. And then yeah, I think it's just Adam and Jeff. They are the last two healers with the most unique alts. And I'm just waiting till they go, oh, you know what? Actually, we're gonna rework Adam to he just kind of his ult is just now Soul Bond. We're gonna take away the ability and just put it as ult. So stupid. I can't believe it. They took one of the most unique characters in the game and just took him out back and shot him. I'll say it again. Just rework every healer in the game. And just make him more unique. And I guarantee you, people will be happy. Because then they won't be just playing the same character if they play healer. I have literally, and I know, I have Lord Cloak, Lord Mantis. I almost have Lord Luna. I played a lot of Loki, played a lot of Rocket, played a lot of Jeff, played some Invis. I know how it feels. Okay, so I literally know when I'm playing healer, I'm literally just being a mindless drone no matter who I play. Now what you have to do is just be another healer. Stand in the back line, heal, throw some bubbles out, maybe throw a few shots. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting what they've done to Jeff. I mean, this is really just, this is not Jeff. This isn't our Jeff. It's not.